Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? All right, man. So let's talk about this cruiserweight final that's going to take place, man. Usyk versus Gassiev. All four major titles will be on the line. Undisputed, man. So I'm extremely happy about this. You guys know how I feel about undisputed champions. I've been preaching this for 8 years now here on YouTube. So yes, I'm one of those fans that loves undisputed. All right. Now before this tournament began, that WBA title, I know Dorticos had the regular title, so the super title was not involved. The WBA went ahead and they stripped my man Lebedev of his title, and they put him as champion in recess. Now, to me, Lebedev is a very solid cruiserweight. He's been a solid cruiserweight for years, man, but he lost the fight to Gassiev. Yes, it was a split decision. Yes, it was a close fight. I thought Gassiev won the fight, and he won the IBF title that night, but Lebedev kept the WBA title, the super title, the title that counts, and I was kind of scratching my head about that one, man, but I'm glad that they made the decision before the Dorticos Gassiev fight to, have that WBA super title up for grabs also. So May 11th, when it's all said and done, there will be an undisputed WBC, WBA, WBO, IBF champion. All right. Semifinals, man. Before this tournament began, before they made the seedings and all that, my two favorites were Usyk and Briedis. So they met in the semifinals. Close competitive fight. I've seen a lot of different people have different, what they thought about the fight, different scores. I scored the fight 7-5 Usyk. I thought it was a competitive fight. Could have been 7-4-1, 7-5, somewhere in there. That's what I thought about the fight. That's what happens, man, when you have two guys in there that can match each other with feints and counter punching and moving and defense. You get those type of competitive fights, man, where a lot of fans, there's gonna be a lot of fans think this guy won, a lot of fans think that guy won. You know what I'm saying? So, and I seen a lot of that when I was looking at the reviews here online. But thought Usyk won, man. I thought Briedis kind of gave up opportunities when he had Usyk against the ropes. Usyk is a very elusive fighter, so he was kind of getting off on the side, turning and pivoting and getting off the ropes. Briedis, to me, didn't put in enough work when he had Usyk against the ropes. Thought he could have went to the body a little bit more to slow down Usyk, to try to slow those legs down a little bit. But Usyk did a great job of his jab was snapping Briedis' head back, man. He was doing a good job of throwing that uppercut after 3 or 4 punch combinations. He'll throw a combination and he'll end it with that uppercut. That uppercut was doing damage to Briedis, and I thought his jab was giving Briedis trouble. Looked like Briedis got frustrated in the fight a few times. He threw the time when he threw Usyk down. Thought he was a little bit frustrated, man. Thought he was frustrated that Usyk wouldn't just stand there and slug with him. But to me, Usyk, man, like I've said before, I think he's at his best when he's kind of nasty in there, when he's being a little bit more aggressive. Just my opinion. I know he can move his legs and be elusive. I'm not saying that he should turn into Joe Frazier and come forward and throw, punches like that. But when he's making you miss as he's coming forward, when he's, we know he's southpaw, so when he's leaning over to his right and he shoots the left hand, or leaning over to his left and he's shooting the right hand, and he's making you miss as he's coming in and he's angling off with his shoulders and he's stepping around and stepping over, making you miss, but still staying on top of you. If you guys seen him fight in the World Series of Boxing, when he fought guys like Junior Fa and Matteo Madungno and Joseph Joyce, big guys that are big heavyweights right now, he was schooling those guys back then, 3-4 years ago. He was schooling them in that World Series of Boxing, man. Big guys, but he was coming forward, making them miss, double, triple left hands, double, triple right hand. I mean, just showing you a good skill set, man. So I thought that was a competitive fight. I thought it was a competitively fought fight, but I thought Usyk won that fight, all right? Then you had Gassiev versus Dorticos. Man, slugfest. Gassiev kind of, he came out there. He didn't give Dorticos what he wanted at first, as far as I'm going to stand right here and slug with you. He moved around. He was patient. He was catching some of Dorticos' punches with his gloves, kind of stepping around, circling a little bit. I think he was just focusing more just being accurate with his hard punches instead of going in there and having a slugfest. Now, the second half of the fight, although it was still close, still competitive, he was taking over. You can tell Dorticos was kind of tiring a little bit, especially late in the fight when he looked like he was just gassed, man. And Gassiev was just being accurate with his power punching, man. And this dude has heavy hands. This is somebody who sparred Vladimir Klitschko, Deontay Wilder. He actually was getting Wilder ready when Wilder had the fight scheduled with Povetkin. He was actually one of Wilder's sparring partners. He's been in there with Chris Arreola. Chris Arreola even, I heard him in an interview talk about Gassiev power. You know what I mean? So this dude has heavy hands. Man, I've seen him knock out Jordan Schimmel, something nasty. That was on American television. I forgot which network it was, but I did a post fight to that. I mean, just nasty, man. And Schimmel was somebody that was looked at as an up and coming American prospect, and he knocked him out viciously. So I seen him fight Lebedev in a tough fight. I mean, this right here, man, is going to determine the best cruiserweight. I do think that, and this is why I love these type of tournaments. There's no running. There's no, why should I fight that guy? He doesn't bring money to the table, or this doesn't make sense. No, it's just the best guys in there. All the titles are in this tournament. The winner's going to be the best cruiserweight. We don't have to debate about it or argue about it or any of that. At least, May 11th, that night, we will see the best cruiserweight. Now, what happens afterwards, of course, whoever's going to be the undisputed champion, let's see if they can hold the titles and defend them. I'm not sure what's going to happen. If Usyk wins, I did hear him say, and I did a video last summer about it, that eventually he wants to go up to heavyweight. I know a lot of fans don't think that he belongs up there. He has to get through Gassiev first, but I do see him fighting at heavyweight. I actually did a heavyweight prospect watch on Usyk and Marius Briedis actually a few years ago. Briedis because he knocked out Manuel Char, and Char has came back, and now he's the regular WBA title holder. He knocked him out on the back foot with an uppercut, nasty, vicious. Usyk, World Series of Boxing experience when he was dominating guys, like I said, like Junior Fa, and all those big 6'6", 6'7", 250-pound guys. He was dominating those guys, man. So it's not all about just power. For instance, Junior Fa, right? He fought Joseph Parker 4 times in the amateurs. He's 2 wins, 2 losses against Parker. I did an interview with Junior Fa. Junior Fa's about 6'6", 260 pounds. I asked him, I said, who's the best fighter you ever been in the ring with? He said Usyk. It wasn't even a debate him and Joseph, it was Usyk right off the top. You know what I'm saying? And so I would like to see, what's going to happen after this fight, but I'm very, very, this is an intriguing fight right here, man. Crawford and Undungo was able to get it done for Undisputed. Crawford accomplished it. Now he's going to move up and do his thing, try to, do his thing at welterweight. So curious to see what happens with Usyk and Gassiev. And once again, man, just like Crawford and Undungo, now you have Usyk and Gassiev showing us that this thing can be done when it comes to Undisputed. Yes, everything has to fall into place. I know sometimes guys fight on different networks and different promoters, but that's stuff that in business can all be taken care of, in my opinion. No matter how much money's involved, things can be taken care of. The fighters have to want it. The promoters have to want it. All right. The sanctioned body's shown that they want it too, because they're following through with these fights. So now it's time for the fighters and promoters that want it too at all these divisions, man. At all of them, not just these 2 divisions, welterweight or junior welter, I'm sorry, and cruiserweight. This shit should be happening in every weight division. So I'm excited for this fight. I will be doing more videos about this upcoming fight, more of a style breakdown. How is Usyk going to approach Gassiev? How's Gassiev going to approach Usyk? Is he going to go in there? Is Gassiev going to go in there and be aggressive? Or is he going to make Usyk come to him and try to be sharp and accurate with power punches? Or will he try to come forward? Will Usyk make him miss and circle and pop combinations at him? And it's going to be a damn good fight, man. But you guys let me know what you think in the comment section. I'm gone.